great, thanks.
Hello,
Hey everyone.
Hello. Hi guys.
Hey, for some reason I don't have the graphic for the panel. I'm just gonna go to the first slide. Have you all here? Again, my name is start off the panel conversation, so I'm funding your startup. Please welcome Ameline, Matt, Lockeyer, and KJ. Experience in guiding the product in startups effectively. So let's, Elena, I'm gonna call on you first to conversation.
Hey Kat. So who should go first?
Oh, sorry. I called on.
Okay, I can go ahead. So hello everyone. I'm Elena Obukhova. I'm co-founder of 𝘝𝘐𝘶𝗶𝘀. I'm coming from quant finance background with experience in marketing. So I had been working helping businesses to grow and scale. I used my career journey actually started in Asia. I had been working with multiple VC funds from Asia, from Silicon Valley, helping them to grow and develop new financial models that will help to make VC industry more liquid. I also advised our United Nations in the past on how to use blockchain technology for financial inclusion, and had built a consulting company. Now I'm a founder of 𝘝𝘶𝘶𝗶𝘀. We're a community of founders, builders, and investors, and we help talented individuals to grow, scale, and get access to all necessary resources. We also organize a lot of impactful events where we gather a different audience, starting again from founders and builders, and of course investors. We heavily focus on in-person relationships, and the keyword here is relationships. We believe that when people start knowing each other better, trusting each other, that's when the real growth and collaboration begins.
Both ladies first for now. So Natalia, go ahead and.
Good choice. Hello, everybody. My name is Natalia Ameline. My background is in computer science, business, finance, and investment. And I spent over 20 years working in these sectors. I was following blockchain industry for a while. And back in 2016, I co-founded the 𝘝𝘐𝘐𝘐𝘕 together with my long-term friend, Elena 𝘝𝘐𝑚𝑐𝑘ova. 𝘝𝘐𝘐𝘐𝘐𝑕, you just saw the presentation, is a nonprofit focusing on technology and education for women and children. We also help aspiring female leaders to start their businesses through our incubator, 𝘝𝘐𝘐𝘐𝘕, where we provide a framework, mentorship, and guidance to young projects to grow into successful businesses. Most recently, I've been also part of Team Metis, where I'm part of the Metis DAO Foundation. I'm not sure if you know, but actually Metis started out as part of the 𝘝𝘐𝘐𝘐𝘕 and has been incubated in 𝘝𝘐𝘐𝘐𝘐hatchery and now grown into a vibrant ecosystem of interconnected businesses, which we call econodes, which are represented by our SmartL2 econode, which is Ethereum scaling solution, Nuvo, which is our privacy-based credentials and identity framework. Also Chorus, which is the econode that allows brands to scale and automate creator revenue. And ZKM, our most recently launched econode, which introduces the zero-knowledge proof solution for hybrid rollup. And finally, we also have P1X, which is focusing on our Asian markets and helping with advancing of blockchain technologies there. We also have a few more econodes incubating, so we're super excited about that. Thank you very much.
And then let's say KJ.
Hey, thanks Kat. This is KJ from 𝘝𝘐𝘐𝘐𝘕, and we are based in the Bay Area. actually in Silicon Valley, and I manage a Web3 fund and incubator in the Valley. We help the very early stage founders to grow, invest the money, help them connected with the exchange and other funds and other experts, whatever they need, the layer ones. So that's what we do. Yep. Thank you.
Thanks for being here, guys. Just for a little bit of clay all together, whoever wants to go first. So
What about Matt?
process. Oh, I'm so sorry, Matt, when
Matt.
you joined, but I forgot.
I see you.
Go ahead and
Thank you.
introduce yourself, please.
I appreciate the shout out, KJ. Yeah, so I'm Matt. I've been in the Near ecosystem for 3 years. Before that, I was in the Ethereum ecosystem. I've met Natalia and Elena in person, probably several times now. So been around for a while. And I'm also the founder of a project called 𝘝𝘗𝘁𝘶. So you can go check us out at 𝘝𝘗𝘁𝘶𝘐𝘶𝘕. Basically what we've done is we wrapped up like a lot of common use cases that people want to do with crypto, like drop NFTs, do NFT ticketing, do all sorts of like fun drops, subscription payments, streaming payments. And we basically deliver that to developers in one line of code, and we deliver that to users in one link. So basically you click a link, you get an ephemeral kind of key pair and wallet, and you basically just click through to the experience. So there's no wallet to set up, nothing, and that's how 𝘝𝘗𝘁𝘗 works. Yeah, we're sort of in the pre-wallet market.
I'm so sorry again about that, Matt.
No problem.
Okay. Go, guys. What is the typical process of their product? They have their founding team.
I can start. One of the comments I have about that is I think it's very important to start early. By that, I mean that I've seen in my experience startups starting to look for investors when they're already ready for fundraise. I think it puts a lot of pressure to do the fundraise and kind of in a crunch time. I think what should be done is you should be, as an aspiring startup, really looking to build relationship with the investors that you are targeting over the time before you start the fundraise. So when the fundraise starts, you are ready and you can approach them as opposed to just trying to do your research and looking for the investors, right? And I think it's also very important for you to focus on and have a good understanding of what type of investor you need, because not every type suits every single startup. For example, if you're a very early stage startup, some VC funds may not be interested because they're traditionally looking for more established projects with already revenues in place so that they can check out financials, see your track record, etc. So, in your case, maybe the investors that are more suited for you would be the so-called angel investors, or even looking at incubators, which can be a good venue to bounce the ideas and business types, and with help with the structures that is more suitable for the early stage startups. That is some of observations that I have in terms of the starting point and who to look for.
I think it's also important for projects to remember that it's hard to go to investors in cold, and it's hard to build relationships and create a trust. So investors prefer to always meet with founders. They want to know who you are because they're not investing in your project. Your idea doesn't matter that much as your founding team, because they want to know that you are as a person who's capable of building and scaling this project. So two ways how you can approach it. One way, you can go ahead, try to meet as many investors as possible at the events, but be smart. I agree with Natalia that you have to do your own research, do your homework, and find out what investor might be a good fit for you. Then go ahead and try to meet with them at the event. try to establish relationship, try to establish a meaningful connection. Second way how you can approach it is look for portfolio companies of investors that you're interested in. Look for these portfolio companies, see if there is any room for collaboration, or maybe just ask them for feedback on how they secured funds from this investor. This strategy works really well, and if portfolio company can introduce you to investor, you are no longer coming to this fund and cold. You're already establishing an initial connection that comes through people they trust. So try to be a little bit more creative when it comes to your round. Don't spam investors, don't send them long emails. They don't have time to read it. Try to find a way how you can get connected and have a conversation, not necessarily about your project, maybe about another topic, but establish this first connection when they will actually care or remember you.
Yep, I have like two advices for the entrepreneurs. So first, as a VC, we look at like 3 T's at the very beginning: team, tech, traction. So Kat, you just mentioned about the team. You have your team, right? You have a tech, which means you have a product or project ready. And what about the traction? So if we are in the bull market, you don't have the traction. You just have a team. You don't even have the product. You can raise some money. Now we're talking about the bear market. You must have traction. So how to get traction? Working with the layer ones, working on the betas, building a community, the Twitter followers. You have to have traction. I cannot imagine any VC gonna invest in any Web3 project without any traction, unless you are like a serious entrepreneur and or you just have super fancy background. You don't have traction. Otherwise, you must have traction. So that's my first advice. And the second advice is about the networking. So I'm very great with, I really agree with the ladies just that, you need to connect with the VCs. But there's the things you cannot do. You cannot do cold reach out. Don't cold reach out to VC by email or LinkedIn. So instead of doing the cold reach out, you should be an opinion leader in your own industry. Say you are building the wallet, you are building the Web3 games, Web3 social. You need to spread out your thoughts on Twitter or go to the events, be the speaker. So for example, I talked to one project at an event. So during like 10 minutes conversation, the founder, he told me so much information and I learned so much from him. And then I scheduled a call with him myself and started to learn more about his thoughts, his insights, and also learn more about his project. So eventually we invest in this project. I mean, after a few conversations, invest in his project. And also I referred him to a lot of my investor friends. Why? Because he is opinion leader. He really knows what he's doing. He didn't sell me his product, but he sold me his insights. So I think that's the key for some of the entrepreneurs maybe.
Yeah, it's all super good advice. That last point that KJ made is really kind of pertinent. Is like obviously as a founder, like you should love your space and you should know exactly what you're doing. Just one kind of tangible thing to add, because everything is kind of like virtual and eventually intros will be made. I think like just tactically and tangibly, like boiling down your startup and actually creating like a super simple overview of what it is that you do and where you're at and what your current like kind of traction and metrics are and where you're headed in a deal memo or something like really, really short and clean for investors that just gets the light bulb to turn on, like gets the light switch to flick, is really number one. So you can basically get all the intros you want and align with particular investors, but if they don't understand what you're doing from just reading sort of a very short kind of like paragraph or a couple of sentences, that can be really challenging. So just keeping all of your material super short and super tight and super clean can be super helpful in just finding out the right type of investors that you want to have those conversations with and align with and build relationships with.
I wanted to add a little bit on Kat. No, I just wanted to add on KJ's and Matt's point about traction. I think KJ, what you mentioned is absolutely right. I like the 3T approach. That's most common for investors. But what I think a lot of founders don't understand when it comes to traction, they don't understand what traction actually means. A lot of entrepreneurs spending time and resources on building as big as possible their MVP to get as many users as possible, and sometimes they're losing direction. Sometimes they're generating users that not going to return to a platform because obviously they were still doing beta testing. And one also important thing to keep in mind is to try to build small. Try to build your initial test run. Whatever you're trying to achieve in the long term, try to understand what is the core. What is the core technology you're building here? Let's say if it's a ticketing platform, focus on the ticketing side. Don't try to add so many other business models that you don't need at the beginning, and try to test and show the product market fit. If you're showing the product market fit, investors will look at your project from a different angle. They will see that you have customer feedback, that you already got returning customers. That's also a very good sign. And you didn't spend a crazy amount of resources building a project. You don't even know if it's going to work or not. So try to build smaller, try to focus on the core technology, on your core business model. Try to test it out, find your product market fit, and then go for a bigger round.
Awesome. I'm interrupting the panel just a little bit. I know that my microphone, Nat Deliska from the Layer. You have my script.
I don't think that your microphone is coming through. It's not coming through from me.
No, for me either.
Hey Nat, are you the new moderator? I can be the moderator.
I don't think Nat's audio is hooked up. So
Yes.
I don't think she can hear us or we can hear her. I can't hear her.
Yeah, Nat, we can't hear you, and I probably still.
You do.
Yeah, all the time for the last 50 minutes. But it's good.
Terrible.
I was thinking
Nat,
it was
go
your
ahead
AI replacement.
I know, right? But okay. Your microphone again.
Yeah, if you want, we can go ahead with the topic and have a discussion.
Yeah.
If not, I don't know, what is your plan?
Yeah, why don't we just continue with the chat, because it looks like we're having some technical issues with our moderators. I want to kind of piggyback on what Matt was saying as well about the importance of having a concise pitch, because you never know, like I almost feel, like for me, I always tell that a team needs to have several types of pitches. One is what is traditionally known as an elevator pitch, where, if you met an investor in elevator, you can tell him in 1 minute what is it your project is about and get him excited, right? Secondly, it will be more extended pitch if you are at the conference and your opening line got his attention or her attention, and you can continue going from there. And finally, when you do a final pitches, like actual pitches, official to VCs, that is more extended pitch where you need to have your team with you so that the questions can be answered if they come up. I think to add to the pitches, I think it's actually by itself, pitch is a very important topic. So I would like just to add a little bit to that. And maybe after that, you guys can contribute to, in your experience, what was good, what was bad. So I think one of the very important parts of the pitch is actually have your information, or if you don't have it in your possession, have the other team members with you, because nothing is putting investors more off as if you couldn't answer the question and you also don't have it there. Of course, you can say, I'll get back to you, I will send a follow-up note, but it always leaves me with a question in my mind: does the person actually understand or know the business, and do they understand the importance of having a strong team which is built of individuals who can provide the backup? Because like what I see sometimes is the team is a team of techies. So you have 3 guys, 1 girl, or whatever the combination is, but they're all technologists and they're super excited about the project. But one thing we should not forget, you guys should not forget, is that getting a great idea is very different from actually building it out into successful business. And it's a very different skill set to take the idea and convert it into the business. So you do need to think at the time when you actually start thinking about who your co-founders will be, what your team is going to look like. Please do think about what are the key skill sets which you are missing. It's not bad if you're missing skill sets. We cannot all have knowledge of everything. It's actually very good if you can assess yourself and say, hey, I really suck at marketing, so I need someone who can do the marketing for me.
That's right, because we hate to say the perfect entrepreneur, because there's no perfect entrepreneur. So the investor don't just give you money and also give you support. So you could be like, just like you mentioned, you could be very like tech driven and we can provide business support, or you need some other like, tech expert to support on some aspects. So I think the investor is, not just providing the money, but actually providing more support, go through from, maybe 1 to 10 or 5 to 20, something like that.
When I look at the founder, I always ask them why they're building it. I want to know their story. I want to know where this pain is coming from. And I want to feel this pain, because if someone has this pain, they're going to be passionate. They're going to be doing everything they can to achieve this goal. One of my friends, investors, also was bringing up to my attention, hey, I always prefer to see that a startup founder actually failed at least a few startups before. And back in the days, I didn't really, I didn't really realize it from that perspective. And I was asking him why. And then he explains that, of course, if you fail a startup, you have a very expensive and priceless lesson that you're going to use while you're building your next startup. And if you fail 2 or 3 startups, you have so much of experience that you're going to bring together into your new project, and you're going to build a project that is so scalable and maybe potentially unicorn. So some people are looking for founders who failed, or some people looking for founders with an interesting story. I know funds investing in founders who are immigrants and coming to country with nothing, because they also know they're going to work hard. But I think one of important things that combines them all is working hard. So through this experience, you can actually see that someone will put all their efforts, all their life into this project. And that kind of founder you want, a founder who is hardworking. This person might not be the most experienced, or this person might not be the smartest, but this person will outwork anyone else to build this project. So I think that's what a lot of investors are looking, and that's what I see they're looking in common, even if they're using different strategies.
I want to go back to one sort of real tangible thing about pitching that I think could help a lot of founders. Making your pitch interactive. So basically, like even if you're just kind of on a 3-minute pitch or a 5-minute pitch, just asking a question and sort of getting a response from people can really help, especially if you're doing a one-on-one pitch, like if you have 15 minutes with a VC. Because asking a question and getting them to actually think through and put themselves in that scenario, like, have you ever gone to a DApp? You clicked a link to a DApp and you've seen a you've seen like basically a blank page and a connect your wallet button, or like a block native wallet selector. That's a question that I ask for 𝘝𝘶𝘶 all the time, because we're basically solving that problem. We're putting users instantly into the dApp, and we're getting rid of the whole connect your wallet, select your wallet, create a wallet step. So I ask that question because everyone's felt that. And so once I get a feeling from a venture capitalist and I get them to actually feel the problem that we're solving, it actually resonates with them a lot more. So the conversation gets a lot richer, gets a lot more interesting, because we're all on the same page. We're all feeling the same thing. But if I just told them that that's what we're solving, if I just said, if I change the pitch and I say, hey, this is what 𝘝𝘶𝘶𝘗 solving. When you land on a dApp and there's a connect your wallet screen, we're just skipping over that. That's what we're solving. Then like we haven't actually kind of centered the conversation around a feeling of annoyance or frustration around connecting a wallet, and how kind of weird and sort of invasive that feels, and how bad that is for new users. So by asking the question and letting it just sit for a bit, and letting the VC kind of get their brain to a time that they've seen that screen, because I don't know when they've seen that screen. I know they have, but I just don't know when, and I don't know what they felt when they did. If I get them there, if I get that feeling, and we just sort of sit there for just an extra 5 seconds, the rest of the conversation flows so much more naturally, because we're all on the same page. We all want to solve the same problem for crypto and for adoption. So that's one thing, is like turn your pitch into an interactive thing. Find a way to get the VC you're talking to see the same problem, or to feel the same problem. It's really effective to make it like interactive.
Great. I think we're close to the end of the panel. Maybe if we can just give the final thoughts to our listeners.
I can go first. So the final thought is gonna be, this is a bear market. The market is really bad. So even you don't risk big money, don't feel frustrated. Everybody, just suffering during the bear market. So what you can do for right now, actually just go to the hackathons, right? So Hack to the Future, that's a great place, win some prize. There's a lot of hackathons in the space. Win some grants, build your connections, make more friends, and stop hiring expensive like meta layoffs, like just build something yourself, and go to the layer ones. Get their grants, things like that, make you survive, during the bear market, and believe in what you do and solve the problem. That's a big thing, and everything gonna get back or get better, when the bull market comes back. So now we're just suffering, and just keep working on the stuff you're building. Yeah.
That's great. Great advice. Matt, Elena, do you have any final words?
Go ahead, Elena.
Okay. Yeah, I feel a little bit opposite from what KJ said. I feel now is actually a perfect opportunity to build and find the right investor, because there's less noise. We've been organizing startup days during the bear market, and I actually saw way more serious conversations happening and way more serious deals. So startups with founders who are here for long term, who are building great tech, who are focused on their target audience, who know how to sell it and present their project to their target audience, are getting so much attention from serious VCs. For example, during our last startup day, projects were getting 8 introductions on average with top tier VCs. So it's a perfect opportunity to build and find the right fit for your project right now during the bear market, because no matter what everyone else is saying, this is a builder's market where projects create meaningful solutions, not chasing the hype, and serious VCs know about it. And that's why they're hunting for projects that are going to make an impact long term. So good luck, continue building, and focus on the long-term vision. Forget about hype. Hype will never bring you enough attention, and you will never build anything meaningful. focus on the long term, focus on the tech, and create a solution for a real world problem.
Yeah, one kind of last sort of, again, like a real tactical bit is if you were focusing on the crypto market, obviously it is a bear market, and everyone in crypto is feeling that. But maybe if your first few customers came from the crypto market because you're like an infrastructure project or something like that, maybe it's time to just not change or pivot or do anything radical, but to focus on new entrants to the crypto market. I mean, we've seen announcements like PayPal announcing their stable coin and a few other things. I mean, maybe it's time to kind of shift your focus towards sort of the new entrants to the crypto market, and sort of getting kind of out there a little bit more in the Web 2 kind of territory. Web 2 companies turning Web 3. That's sort of like an interesting place to play. Especially in a bear market, because we know that the Web 2 market is just so much bigger than the Web 3 market. So if you're struggling to kind of get traction, get numbers, just turn your eyes a little bit outward from crypto Twitter, outward from just Web 3 projects. Maybe try to expand who the audience of your product would be just a bit. Not advocating that anyone goes crazy and just starts building SaaS businesses and change their product completely. I'm just saying, like, maybe you should focus on who's Web3 curious, and you should maybe like try to get traction and sell into those markets, because there's a huge wide world out there outside of just Web3 companies that could be your customers.
Thank you very much, everyone on the panel. Great advice. I hope it will be taken to heart, and you guys who listened found it useful. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us on LinkedIn. Don't forget to scan and claim your badge as well. And we are passing it on back to the moderator to continue with the event. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for the time.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Thank you.
Confirm. Hello, hello. Kat, you're on mute.
Enjoy those facial expressions, guys. I was saying me.
Okay. So sorry for this technical difficulties from Kat's side. Nonetheless, great job. Thank you so much for hosting. This was an amazing workshop, amazing panel. I learned a lot. I hope you guys took notes, because if you did, you're good to go with your successful projects from start to finish. So thank you very much for joining our Hack to the Future journey. And we hope to see you at next events and all the hackathons that Metis ecosystem and our econos will be participating in. Yes, fill out this survey. Here is the QR code. You can get a chance to win a Metis airdrop, and you can get a chance to win best smart contract. If you followed Rami's workshop, you followed his advice, you can participate in this contest. So follow up with this survey, make sure to fill out, and also help us to grow and improve. We will really appreciate your answers. Also, what else? Oh, next week we have ETH Toronto and Futurist Conference. So make sure to be ETH Conference, Futurist Conference, and Hackathon, obviously. And Hackathon on August 15th and 16th. Next week, be in Toronto. See us, meet us, find us. Metis has been always a major supporter, and also of Untraceable and their annual Toronto-based conference. Also, we'll be participating in DevConnect Hackathon in Istanbul, Turkey, November 13th, 19th. So mark those dates. Istanbul, amazing city. Make sure to be there. Stay tuned for where we'll be at and what you might be able to take advantage as a builder for DevConnect. DevConnect, very important conference for all developers out there. So yeah, we hope this program serves you as a foundation point for anything that you would like to create. We wish you all the best luck. We are here to help you, as you can see. Yeah, so thank you so much again. Take some time to fill out this survey. Again, sorry if you have issues with collecting your badge. Take a screenshots, and well, they should be able, we need just to update the system, and they should be able to claim. Yeah, and that's it. Thanks for joining. I was happy to join at the very end, but I was in the backstage all the way. Great workshop. I hope you liked it as well. Till the next one.